Hello friends, Debbie here. Welcome. So today we're going to do a nice gentle Vinyasa Flow practice, just an energizing sequence to get you started for your day. And as with any movement practice, just be sure to take it at your own pace and know you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Okay, be kind to yourself. Remember, this is your practice. So be sure to be kind and to love yourself along the way. Okay, so we're going to start at the front edge of the mat with our feet hips width apart and the hands in front of the heart. Eyes gently closed and finding your breath. So if you know Ujjayi, ocean sounding breath, you can take that. If not, just keep your breath smooth and deep. Otherwise, Ujjayi, ocean sounding breath, there's a little constriction in the back of the throat as if you were whispering the sound ha. And maintaining that feeling in the throat, both as you inhale and exhale through the nose. It may take some time and some practice, so not judging ourselves too harshly. If it doesn't happen right away, be patient. And open the eyes, soft gaze. Make sure the eyes are not in a hard, fixed gaze, but allow them to be soft. Bringing the arms down by the sides. Coordinating the breath with the movement. As we inhale, we're going to come up onto the toes, raise the arms out and up, and then exhale as we lower back down. So these are balancing sun breaths. Inhale, coming up onto the toes, raising the arms out and up, and exhale as we lower back down. Inhaling, sweeping out and up, and exhale back down. 2 more times, please. Inhale, raise the arms out and up, and exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale, sweeping out and up, and this time we're going to hold. Lengthen the tailbone, draw the lower belly in. Breathing deeply. Again, not judging if you lose your balance. If you come back down, that's okay. Breathe. And then exhale as we lower back down. Take the hands in front of the heart, and then half sun salutations. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Gazing towards the hands if that's comfortable for your neck. If not, look forward. And then exhale as we fold forward. You can bend the knees here if you need to. So you want to fold from the hip joint here, not the low back. Taking the hands to the shins. Inhale as we come halfway up. Lengthen the spine. Exhale as we fold. And then inhale, coming up, raise the arms out and up. And exhale, lowering the hands out and down, bringing them back in front of the heart. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. And exhale as we fold, bending knees if you like. Inhaling halfway up, hands on shins, heart forward. Exhale as we fold. Inhale, coming up, raise the arms out and up. And exhale as we lower the arms out and down, hands in front of the heart. 1 more time. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale as we fold forward. Inhale as we come halfway up. And then exhale as we fold and just step the feet back to a downward facing dog. Reaching the hips up and back as far as you can. If you're rounding in the low back and the hamstrings are tight, and that's okay, no judging there. Just notice if that is the case. Soften your knees a little bit and lift your sit bones up and back so you're not causing any strain to the low back there. And if it's too much on your wrists, you can always be on your knees and take the arms forward for happy puppy. And then exhale, coming on down to the knees. Hands shoulder width, knees hips width. And inhale, lifting the sit bones, arching the spine. We're just going to do some cat-cow. Exhale as we curl the tailbone under and round. Inhaling as we arch. Exhale as we round. Inhale as we arch. And exhale as we round. Inhale, coming to a neutral spine, and then coming back to the downward facing dog. And then on your next exhale, come back down to the knees again. We're going to take the right foot forward between the hands. Now, if you have blocks and you like to use blocks, feel free. If you don't have them, it's not necessary, but it may make some postures more accessible. So I do recommend, if you have props, maybe a couple blocks, a strap, a blanket, if those are things that you have in your practice. If not, again, it's not necessary. But just gently bringing the hips forward, so we're getting a little bit of a stretch in the front of that left hip. And then exhale, we're going to bring the hips back and fold over the right leg. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, just soften that right knee a bit. So you can tilt the pelvis forward, just like downward dog. We don't want to round in the low back, causing any strain there. We want to allow the pelvis to tip forward. So that might mean if the hamstrings are tight, we bend that right knee. And we're not really that warmed up yet, so I'm not being forceful here. And then on your next inhale, bring the hips forward again. And if you like, you can raise the arms. And breathe. Looking straight ahead. If looking up is really comfortable to you and you want to do that, that's fine. Otherwise, you can look straight ahead. And then exhale, bringing the hands to the floor and lifting the back knee. So we're in a high lunge. So the top of the left thigh is lifted as we press back through the heel. Right knee is right over the ankle. And then we're going to exhale, take the right leg back to downward facing dog. Exhale, come on down to the knees and take the left foot forward. And gently bring the hips forward, getting a stretch in the front of the right hip. And breathe. Again, hands on blocks if you like. And then exhale, bringing the hips back and folding over the front leg. Bend that left knee if you like, tilting the pelvis forward and breathe. Not being forceful. Again, we're not that warmed up yet. We're just getting started. And then on your next inhale, bring the hips forward again for the low lunge. And if you like, you can raise the arms. Try to lift the front of the pelvis here a little bit so that you're getting a nice stretch in the front of that right hip flexor. And if you like raising the arms gazing forward, or if it's comfortable for your neck and you like to look up, feel free. It's not necessary. Looking forward is perfectly fine. And then exhale, lowering the hands and lifting the back knee. So we're lifting the top of the right thigh, nice and strong. Right heel presses back. Left knee over the left ankle. And then exhale, bring the left leg back to downward facing dog. Nice deep breath. And then inhale, come forward to a plank position. So the hands are under the shoulders. Draw the lower belly in, draw the lower ribs in, nice and strong. And then exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale forward for a plank. And do that 2 more times. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale downward dog. And inhale forward to plank. And hold for a moment, breathing deeply. Exhale over the knees, the pelvis, the belly, the upper body, all the way down. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades down the back. Press the tops of the feet into the floor so the kneecaps lift a bit. See if you can even find your pinky toes here. And then reach your heart forward and up for a nice little cobra. So we're really trying to strengthen the muscles in the back here right now. We're not worrying about how high we get. We're not really looking at the range of motion. We're trying to heat up the muscles in the back of the body, so using the back muscles. And if you like, you can also raise your right leg. Breathe deeply. And then exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, raise the left leg. And then exhale, lower the left leg. Now on your next inhale, if you like, you can press up to a higher cobra, or you can stay where you are, a low cobra. Elbows draw in. And exhale as you lower back down, press back the hands and knees, and downward dog. Then inhale, extend your right leg back nice and long. Try to keep your hips level. And then then on your next inhale, taking the right foot forward between the hands. If you need to come onto your knees first, that's fine. Taking the right foot forward into a high lunge. And if you like, you can raise the arms and come up into a high lunge, warrior one variation. Breathing deeply. And then exhale, lowering the hands back down to the floor and step the right foot back to downward dog. On your next inhale, coming forward to a high plank. And then lower your knees. Hug the elbows in. We're going to do a couple of half chaturangas with the knees on the floor. So draw the lower belly in, shoulder blades down the back. And as you lower, hug imaginary line. There's an imaginary line going down the center of your mat. See if you can visualize that. And hug that center line with your arms and legs. I'm going to just dip down a little bit. You don't have to go very far. So elbows draw down and just dip down. Inhale back up. Exhale, come down halfway or just a bit. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up and stay here. We're going to bring the hips forward into an upward dog with either the knees on the floor or you can raise the thighs, pressing into the feet strongly. And then exhale, press back the hands and knees, right back to downward dog. And inhale, extend the left leg back nice and long. Keeping the hips level to the best of your ability. Inhale, take the left foot forward between the hands. Again, you can come onto your knees first if you like. That's perfectly fine. And then inhale, coming into a high crescent lunge, warrior one variation. Breathing deeply. So making sure that the left knee is above the ankle, not going forward at the ankle. Top of the right thigh is lifted really strong as you press back to the heel. And then exhale, lowering the hands to the floor and step the left foot back to downward dog. Inhale, coming forward to high plank. Exhale, lower the knees. Point the toes. Hug the imaginary center line. Exhale, coming down about halfway. Then inhaling, rolling into an upward facing dog. And exhale, hands and knees to downward facing dog. And then inhale, stepping the feet forward. Feet together. Hips width apart is fine if together doesn't work for you. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins, reach hard forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up to standing, raise the arms out and up. And then exhale, lowering the hands in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. Okay, now inhale, taking the arms up to shoulder width apart, palms facing in. And then you're going to take cactus arms. So you're going to exhale, bring the elbows out to the sides. And the shoulder blades come down the back. Now, imagine, you can even make little fists here, not tight fists, but little gentle fists. You want to imagine you're holding onto like a bar behind you. Look straight ahead, draw the lower belly in, and pressing the hips back and down as you look forward. Coming into preparation for chair pose with Katasana. So you can either stay just like this with your arms as they are, or cactus arms with your palms facing in towards one another, towards you. Or if you like, lift the lower belly, nice and strong here, and then raising the arms up at an angle, in line with the ears. That does give a little bit more strength to the low back, so if it's too much, bring your arms back down again. Now on your next inhale, press into the feet, reach up through the arms, and exhale as you fold. Inhaling, hands to shins, halfway up. And exhale as we fold and step the feet back to a plank position. Now you can either come onto your knees, or if you like, you can dip down about halfway. A little bit of a chaturanga, then inhale, upward dog. And if you know full chaturanga, that's fine too. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, extend the right leg back nice and long. We're going to bend the right knee and flex that heel, flex that foot. We're going to press the heel up towards the ceiling so we wake up the glutes a bit and then externally rotate. Then inhale, extend the right leg back. And exhale, take the right foot forward between the hands. Lowering the left heel in and down. Check that we're in line from heel to heel or even slightly wider. And then if you like, you can take your hands to the thighs and come up for Warrior One. Either looking straight ahead, or if it's comfortable for your neck, you can look up. And then exhale, coming into Warrior Two. So we're going to try to keep this right knee tracking in line with your toes. As you rotate the hips open a bit, rotate the rib cage. And then raising the arms, so shoulder high and gazing towards the right hand. Try to keep the hips level in height. So you're not leaning forward over the right leg more than the left. You want to try to be centered between both feet, both legs. And then exhale, taking both hands to the floor and stepping the right foot back to downward dog. Inhale, coming into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or just a little mini dip. And inhaling, upward dog. And exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, extend the left leg back. You're going to bend the left knee, flex the foot, and press the heel up towards the ceiling. So you wake up the glute. And then we're going to rotate the left leg open. Try to keep the right knee pointing forward, so we're not rolling in or twisting the hips. Trying to keep the hips pretty level. And inhale, extend the left leg back. And exhale, take the left foot forward between the hands. Lowering the right heel. Either in line from heel to heel or even slightly wider. Inhale, coming up. Warrior One. Either hands shoulder width, looking straight ahead, or you can join the hands and look towards them, only if that doesn't strain the neck. And then exhale, Warrior Two. Nice deep breath. Try to keep the hips level in height so you're not leaning over the left leg. You're kind of balanced between both legs and both feet. The knee of the left leg, the front leg, is pointing in line with the toes and not going beyond the heel. And then exhale, taking both hands to the floor and step the left foot back to downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale if you like, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, extend the right leg back nice and long. And then exhale, taking the right foot forward between the hands. This time we're going to draw the right hip back and fold over the right leg. Now if your hamstrings are really tight, again, you can use blocks here. Oops. Taking the blocks underneath your shoulders to give you a little bit more space to move that right hip back. You want to tilt the pelvis forward a bit so that you're not rounding the low back. Even if that means bending the right knee, that's fine. But continue to draw the outer right hip back. And then we're going to come into triangle pose. So come halfway up, lengthen your spine, reach your heart forward. Either hands on block underneath the shoulders, or you could take your right hand to your shin, both hands to your shin, and rotate your left heel in and down. But continue to draw that right hip back. Draw the lower belly in, and as you press down into this right hand, lift up out of the shoulder, rotate the upper right arm to the right as you rotate the rib cage and belly to the left in the opposite direction. And if you like, you can raise the left arm. Exhale, releasing that triangle. And taking the hands back to the floor. If you have blocks, move them to the side. And then we're going to take the hands to the floor, right foot back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, bent knees or straight. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, extend the left leg back nice and long. And exhale, take the left foot forward between the hands. So either hands on blocks or on the floor. I'm going to draw that left hip back and fold over the left leg. Finding your breath. And then spinning the right heel, the back heel, and in down. Now that left hip will want to drift out to the left. Keep drawing that left outer hip back towards the back of your mat. Taking the hands either to blocks or to the shins. Left hand down, right hand on top. And then press down into the left hand, lift up out of the shoulder and draw the lower belly in nice and strong. Now as you rotate the left upper arm to the left, rotate your belly in the opposite direction, coming into triangle. Breathing deeply. If it bothers your neck to look up towards the right hand, look forward or even look down if you need to. And then exhale, taking both hands to the floor, flip the left foot back to downward dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, either downward dog again or chaturanga, upward dog. Inhale, and exhale, downward dog. Then inhale, stepping the feet forward. If you like jumping forward, that's fine. Otherwise, stepping the feet forward, feet together, coming halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, coming up to standing, raise the arms out and up. And exhale, lowering the arms. Okay, and then we're going to step facing sideways on the mat, taking our feet nice and wide. So the outer edges of the feet are parallel, toes pointing towards the, pointing forward or towards the side edge of your mat. Inhale, raising the arms out for 5-pointed star. Breathing deeply, reach out through the arms, reach down through the legs, up through the crown of the head and down to the tailbone. Breathe. Exhale and release the arms. Rotate your toes out a little bit. Bend your knees just a bit at first, just a little bit. And then find external rotation in both hips. So you're rotating your thigh bone out, away from your center line. Okay? This will give you a little bit more balance in your knee and ankle joint. Raising the arms to shoulder high. And then on your next inhale, if you like, you can either take your right arm on top and hug yourself, or you could take eagle, Urudasana arms. And breathe. Inhale, release the arms out. Exhale, take the left arm over the right, either hug or Urudasana eagle. And if you like, you can raise the right heel and then lower. Inhale the left heel, lower. Inhale right, exhale down. Inhale left, exhale down. Inhale right, exhale down. Sorry, that's a little fast. Inhale left, and exhale down and hold. And then inhale, straighten the legs, release the arms, take them out to shoulder high. Then exhale, take the toes to face forward again. Outer edges of the feet pretty much parallel. Exhale, bring the hands down behind the back. Roll the shoulders open, draw your shoulder blades towards one another, and reach the arms back. Don't worry about how high they are, don't cram them up. Just draw your shoulder blades towards one another and reach your knuckles away from you. Okay. Draw the lower belly in, soften the knees a little bit, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis forward as we fold. And if you like, you can either keep your knees a little soft or you can straighten the legs. And then inhale, press to the feet as we come back up. And exhale, release the arms. Now we're going to step our feet facing forward on the mat. Feet together, inhale, raising the arms out and up. And exhale as we fold. Inhaling, coming halfway up. Exhale, fold, stepping the feet back. If you'd like to jump back, feel free to plank position. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Coming into pigeon. Inhale, we're going to extend the right leg back nice and long. Bend the right knee and then make some nice big circles with that hip joint. Going 3 times one way and then going the other way 3 times. And then inhale, extend the right leg back. And exhale, take the right knee forward between the hands. Now if you have any knee discomfort, so the first variation for pigeon, if this is new to you, is to actually have the knee facing forward and that right foot right underneath you. Okay. Over time, start to take the right foot out to the side, to the left, in front of the left hip, and take the right knee out to the right. Again, over time, being patient. And breathing deeply. And then we're going to come onto our forearms, if you like. Otherwise, you can stay upright. Inhale, taking the hands under the shoulders and coming back up. And exhale, downward dog, pressing back to downward dog. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. Inhale, extend the left leg back, bend the left knee, and then making some nice circles with the left knee. Going 3 times one way, and then going 3 times the other way. And then inhale, extend the left leg back. Exhale, bringing the left knee forward between the hands. And either just bring it so the left foot is right underneath your hip. Or you can take the left knee out to the left and the left foot towards the right hip. External rotation. Try to keep the hips level in height. Don't worry about being on the floor. Okay? Try to keep the hips about level in height so that you're not tweaking and twisting the sacrum. The top of the right thigh points straight down. And if you like, you can either stay upright here, or you can come onto your elbows. Or fold forward completely if that's accessible without strain. And then inhale, taking the hands under the shoulders and coming back up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, downward dog, upward dog rather. And exhale, downward dog. And then coming to a seated position. So lying on the, and then moving from seated, to lying on the back with the knees, hips width apart, and the feet hips width apart, knees bent, feet on the floor. Arms down by the sides. So we're going to be coming into bridge. So before we come up, just know if there's any discomfort in your knees, I know that we're often told to keep our feet facing forward completely, toes facing forward, averages parallel, the feet parallel. Make sure you're comfortable in your knee joint. So I'm not really, if you need to take your feet a little bit wider, toes out a little bit, that's okay. I want your knee joint to be comfortable here. But if you can, keep the feet facing, toes facing forward, and the thighs pointing straight up, then please take that variation if it's accessible without strain to the knee. And then we're just going to come up, tuck your tailbone a little bit, kind of lead with your tailbone. Let your tailbone lengthen, coming underneath you, and then kind of forward and scooping the pelvis, and then the low back up to a half bridge, just halfway. Wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another, palms facing up, and breathe. So in the half version, we want to have a straight line from the knee to the hip to the shoulder. So we're not really doing the back bend variation yet. This is just to kind of wake up the muscles in the back body. The half bridge is good for strengthening the back of the core. And then exhale as you come back down in reverse. We're just going to think of your spine like a string of pearls, one pearl at a time, coming down. And pause for a moment. And then again, we're going to inhale, coming into half bridge at first. Lift the tailbone like a string of pearls, one vertebra at a time, lifting up. Turn your palms up, wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another. And if it's accessible without strain, you can either hold a strap between your hands or interlace the fingers and really wiggle the shoulder blades towards one another. And then coming up higher in your bridge. Tops of the thighs pointing straight up, trying to find balance in your ankle and knee. But again, making sure that you are comfortable in your knee joint. If there's any discomfort there, come on down again. You might enjoy taking your feet more closely further forward, if that might be better, or further apart. And then exhale, release the hands and gently come back down again like that string of pearls, one vertebra at a time. And just rest here for a moment. Taking the feet together, knees still bent, and the knees go out to the side, soles of the feet come together, and bringing your arms up and back for reclined bound angle. Enjoy a nice full breath here. Ocean sounding breath, if that's in your practice at this time. If not, just be patient. And then inhale, bring the knees back together, bring the arms out to a T position, extend your left leg with the foot on the floor. Then we're going to roll into the outer edge of the left hip and take the right knee across for a knee down twist. You could take your left hand to the outside of the right knee if you like, and just gently guide it across, not being forceful. Either looking straight up, or again, if it's accessible without any strain to the neck, you can look towards the right a bit. And inhale, coming back to center. Taking the arms out to a T position again. Take both feet to the floor and adjust the hips. You have a nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And then extend your right leg. Roll onto the outer edge of the right hip. Take the left knee in and then across. You can take the right hand to the outside of the knee and just gently, lovingly guiding it, not forcing it. Either looking straight up or if it's comfortable without any strain to the left a little bit. Be patient. Find your breath. And inhale, coming back to center. Taking both feet to the floor, adjust the hips, you have a nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And then we're going to extend the right leg and just hold behind the thigh. If you have a strap, you can take a strap around the foot. You can either hold behind the thigh or behind the calf, whatever is accessible to you. And then inhale, lift the upper body, chin towards the shin, and exhale and release the head back to the floor. Release the leg. And then extend the left leg and hold behind the thigh, or if you like, the calf. Or you can use a strap around the left foot and hold the strap. And then inhaling, lifting the upper body, chin towards the shin. And exhale, release the upper body back down, releasing the left leg, and just give yourself a nice stretch. Make yourself as long as you can. And then exhale and release. And coming into happy baby. So you can either hold the big toes or you can hold the outer edges of the feet. And if this isn't accessible to you really, or if it causes you any discomfort, you can even hug your knees in towards the chest with the knees a little bit wide. That's another variation, another option. Now those who know shoulder stand, if you want to do that, feel free. I don't like teaching that just willy-nilly. That's kind of a complicated pose because some it's not easy on the neck. So you want to learn it correctly. So I'm not going to do it here. If you know it and you like to practice it, then of course feel free. Otherwise, just holding the backs of the legs and extending the legs up towards the ceiling. And just holding this for a moment. If you have a block, another variation that I like is to take the block underneath the pelvis, not under the low back, but under the back of the pelvis, and then extending the legs up. That's another variation that's really kind of nice and relaxing. If you did take the shoulder stand in, please take your time to come back out. And exhale, release the feet back to the floor. Removing the block, extending the legs with the feet on the floor and the feet together. And we're going to hold the outside edges of the thigh and press into your elbows as you lift the upper back. So you're not lifting, you're not trying to force the neck here. Let the back of your head remain on the floor. And just wiggle your elbows in towards one another and just press them down to lift the mid and upper back a bit off the floor. And breathe. Reaching out through the legs, especially through the mound of the big toe. And then exhale and release back down. One more time. Bring the knees in and just give them a gentle hug, maybe swaying side to side to massage the low back. And then coming into relaxation pose. So the feet are a little bit more than hips width apart. Arms down by the sides. Eyes gently closed. Softening, relaxing all the muscles in the face. We often hold a lot of tension there. Our thinking and judging mind reflects in the muscles in the face. So allow them to be soft. You can allow the eyes, the focus of the eyes behind the eyelids to be soft. Softening, relaxing the shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, the hands. The belly and the low back are soft. Allow the belly to be soft so that it can move freely with the natural breath. Relaxing the hips, the legs, and the feet. And I'll leave you here for a few moments in silence so that you can enjoy your relaxation. So take rest, enjoy. Have the time to do so, feel free to stay a bit longer. Otherwise, just gently deepening the breath, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes a little bit. And on your next inhale, giving yourself again another stretch. Make yourself as long as you can. And then exhale and release, drawing both knees in towards the chest. Giving them a gentle hug, maybe swaying side to side. And coming onto your right side and resting here for a moment. And then slowly take your time, coming up to a seated position. Your hands in front of the heart. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be blessed with good health. May you have ease of well-being. May you have peace that is unbound by circumstance. Thank you so much for joining me. May you always find joy in your practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.